operating a holding company that does over $200 million a year. So for him to say, hey, you get access to me if you do this, right? Okay, cool. People value that access to him because of what he's already done. Lots of times, what holds us back that come from low income environments is that we're so focused on wanting to get quick money. We never take a step back and say, well, how can I build a brand so that way I never have to worry about getting quick money again? So if you would have been able to hold your breath, as the saying goes, long enough to build up that demand for yourself, you could command such a premium that it's like, okay, oh yeah, Dre said we can get access to him for this, right? JT said we can get access to him for this, right? Okay, cool. $6,000 becomes a no-brainer, right? And I mean, I'm guilty of it. Well, it didn't happen, but man, a couple years back, shout out to my boy Casino. He knew some people that worked at Tyler Perry Studios. I was like, man, I get Tyler Perry $250,000 for like 30 minutes.
Wow.
Sit down, man.
Hold on. You said that?
Yeah, I said that publicly years ago. It never happened though.
Well, okay. Can we talk about that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. What would make you pay Tyler Perry a quarter large? What would make you do that?
Man, it's not about the time. It's about, so my goal is sincerely to build a 9-figure business portfolio. And at the time, I was like, this is the only person I know that, you know, has actually done it. You know, later I found out about the gentleman that owns all of the weather channels and all that other great stuff as well. But at this point in my life, I only knew Tyler Perry to be the only African-American media company owner that was at 9 figures. And of course, unlike many entrepreneurs in the education space, Tyler Perry don't have a course, a mentorship, a one-on-one. So I'm like, okay, you can't give him $500 or $2,000 or $10,000 to learn from him. So I'm like, hey, look, $250,000 on his terms. If it got to be a Zoom, we'll do a Zoom. I got to come to Tyler Perry Studios. I come to Tyler Perry Studios. I don't care. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. He got from 1 to 1:30. Hey, whatever his terms was, like, I was definitely down to pay it, because what I want people to understand from this is that, like, you got to understand that when you have a problem and a dream, you need a person, right? Because shout out to Marcus Y. Rozier, he says that, you know, without clarity, lots of things we call dreams are just a decision. Yeah. So I said, okay, well, look, this gentleman already knows the way. Now, I probably can't do it exactly how he did. I probably can't do plays and this and that. Maybe just a window of time where that was the right way. That's no longer past, but he's still doing it today. So he could be able to tell me, okay, present day, this is what you need to do. And of course, I still got to be able to execute on it at my level. I can't do what a billionaire does, but if I could get that billionaire blueprint for $250,000, I low key stole it, right? If he gives away $1 billion blueprint for $250,000. Wow.
Now, what made you automatically offer 250? You didn't start at 50. You didn't start at 25. You went right to 250. What made you do that?
Man, because it has to be enough for him to even acknowledge, right? And I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, shoot, I offered Country Wayne $1,000 a minute, and he said no. So, I mean, if Country Wayne said no, and not, this is not a diss. I think Country Wayne is phenomenal. I think that he gonna reach whatever. I don't know his financial goals, but I think that he'll reach whatever his financial goals are as well. But I will say that while Country Wayne is amazing as a businessman, as an entertainer, just with all due respect, Tyler Perry may be another level. So if Country Wayne wouldn't take, and I had the cash, Country Wayne came to Columbia, South Carolina. Me and some other close people to me, we had front row seats, and we paid for the meet and greet. During the meet and greet, right? I showed them like real money. Hey man, it's a line behind me because it's the meet and greet line, so of course we can't do it here. And it's music playing too, so I know that wasn't the right time. But I said, hey man, look, I'm willing to give you $1,000 a minute. I don't care if you got 10 minutes or 30 minutes. You tell me how many minutes you will give me. I'll pay you up front. Let's do it right now. Like, you already here. So I was, hoping, hey, the meet and greet finished. Hey, you got 10 minutes, you got 20 minutes, you got whatever. Quick 20 bands, then he go off to the next spot. Real nice guy though. Gave me the nicest no I ever heard in life, right? So great guy. But yeah, but all of that to say is that, man, if Country Wayne wouldn't sit down for $1,000 a minute, right? Of course, I can't expect, a billionaire to sit down with me for $1,000 a minute when a multimillionaire wouldn't do it. So I felt like $250,000, even though I know that wouldn't change, that wouldn't improve Tyler Perry's life at all. It might do something, right? It might get him another car that he wanted, or whatever he wanted to do with the money is up to him. What I think that we get hung up on is that people are just hear the price and not understand the value of it. So they'll hear $1,000 a minute and be like, that's a lot of money. 250,000 for 30 minutes, that's a lot of money. But my thing is the same people that say that stay in a house that might cost more than $250,000. That's not cash flowing anything to them. It is appreciating, depending on where they are, a certain percent. But man, you're not getting any cash flow. You just getting appreciation. What if a billionaire can show you how to build your business house in a way that cash flows to you 7-8 figures a month, right? And on top of that, it appreciates to the point where you get the 9 figures. So yeah, so I was like, man, yeah, the value of it exceeded the cost by far. And yeah, so yeah, at least at that time, I don't know if we didn't make enough noise about it, or it was just not enough money. But time will tell, maybe we'll get stuff together, we'll get lined up, and maybe in the future, a few years, we might be in position to say, hey, $1 million for 30 minutes. Like, hey, something will catch his attention. If we even, maybe we figure out things along the way. But hey, I'm committed to it.
I love it. So let's play a game. So who would you pay $25,000 to sit down with for an hour?
Man, man, I gotta pull up there because now I want to call his name. I see his face in my head. Okay. All right. They wrote a book called Buy Back Your Time. And you guys know we didn't even
Dan Martell.
Yeah, Dan Martell.
Easy. You'll pay $25,000. Okay.
Dan Martell, easy.
Who would you pay $100,000?
$100,000. I would definitely say Grant Cardone, easy.
Okay. Who would you pay $250,000? Well, obviously Tyler.
Tyler Perry for sure. Yeah.
Other than Tyler Perry, who would you pay $250,000?
Who's the brother that owns all the news stations?
Byron Allen. He just sold.
Byron Allen. Yep.
Okay, $250,000. Who would you pay $500,000?
Man, now we're up there with like the Oprahs.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I'm saying for anybody that's watching is like, so the first few names I named, Dan Martell is an expert in SaaS. I want to get to a point where I start owning the software that we use in our business. So, and we can also sell it to other business owners. So it's not like I'm just randomly throwing out names. If we can like just make it make sense real quick. So I would spend money to meet with Dan Martell to understand how can I own not just the intellectual property, the media that I create, but how can I own the software that's on the back end of it as well, right? So Dan Martell for that, right? Then we went, up to Grant Cardone. Whether you hate him or love him, Grant Cardone has been an effective marketer for decades. So, and he leverages social media. Grant Cardone was the first multimillionaire that I saw on social media that cut off ads. He didn't want to be a part of the YouTube partner program. He might be in it now, but he was saying that, he getting so much attention. He don't want nobody to advertise on his platform unless they come through him. So he cut off ads, and now this doesn't work anymore. Now YouTube makes you. I mean, you don't got to take a cut of the money, but they're going to run ads regardless if you that big. So you might as well take your cut of the money. But that's why I would want to talk to Grant Cardone just to know about marketing, growth, whatever, because I know some people might hear these names and say I hate them for this, and this, right? Tyler Perry, Byron Allen, they've already done 100 times over what I'm trying to do once, right? Now, Oprah, I still, without knowing her personal situation, financially speaking, I still would say Oprah is probably still a step above them in media, right? So when I'm throwing out these names, the value that I want you guys to get is not just hear the name, but understand why did I say that, okay? I want to own my intellectual property, the actual media that I create in my media company. I also want to own the back end tech that we need to support that as well, right? I just want to be as independent as possible. And, you know, there might be other companies as well that's like, hey, look, we wish we had these capabilities as well. Boom, you know, bring that in.
So who would you pay $1 million plus?
Man, like, see, now we're at like Mr. Beast.
You pay him $1 million?
Yeah, like, and I know people will say, why would you give Mr. Beast more than Tyler Perry and Oprah when they probably got more money than him? As far as social media goes, because media is wide, right? There's newsletters that are worth millions of dollars. You know what I mean? So I think there's nobody, at least to my knowledge, that has excelled in social media beyond a Mr. Beast. Now, his genre of content is totally different than my genre of content, but I still think that the guy's a genius. Now, whether you watch his videos and hated him or love him or whatever, I think just his social media mind is elite. So I definitely would say now, like $1 million is probably the most I would pay anybody. So that now we're talking about the Mr. Beasts, the Dwayne The Rock Johnsons of the world, right? Whoever's the biggest of the biggest on the platform, oh, for sure, because they're making more than that anyway, right? And when we're not throwing out these numbers just like it's monopoly money, you got to understand that the higher up the ladder they go, there's a distance between you and them. So imagine this illustration, right? If Dre is climbing Mount Everest and he's halfway up and you're at the bottom, and you want Dre to start you off like, hey, let down the rope, and I want to start off at the level you're at, or I want to start off at least halfway up between where you are and I am. Like, you've already did the work to get up this far up the mountain. Like, man, hey, drop down something that allowed me to get up there quicker than it took you. All of the pain, the time, the injuries, the losses, the whatever, I'm trying to expedite my journey up the mountain and see you at the top, right? Hey, you can't whisper that. You can't get a one-on-one with Dre and say, hey, man, I'll give you $15. We only gonna talk for 20 minutes. So, man, hey, that's like you getting paid $45 an hour, you know, and all we did was have a 10-minute conversation over the phone, right? You can't say, hey, I want a VIP day with Dre where I come spend 4, 6, 8 hours with Dre and I see how he runs his business and how does he have a work-life balance, because Dre be in the gym too. It ain't like Dre is just a notary all day, every day. So, like, man, how does this brother be a successful entrepreneur and he's not working 20 hours a day, right? How does he have a life and is able to go out to networking events and etc. as well, right? So you can't say you want a VIP with Dre, a VIP day with Dre, but you only gonna spend $100. Like, like, man, he can make more money without giving away his whole sauce to you.
Yeah, appreciate that. Who would you pay? Myron Golden?
Oh, we already did that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I was just naming people we haven't paid yet.
Oh, how much did you pay him?
55.
Ooh. Dr. Dennis Kimber, would you pay him?
I gotta see him. I don't know